I'm joined once again by the warrior himself, Albert Morales. He's going to be taking on UFC newcomer Manny Bermudez at UFC on Fox 28 coming up here on February 24th. Albert, what's going on, man? How are you?
Feeling a little under the weather, but recovering, going through it. But other than that, I feel really good, man.
And this is the type of dedication I love, from guests on this show, just pushing through whatever they have to come do it. So I really appreciate it, man. And of course, today is February 16th, so we're a couple days removed from Valentine's Day. And I got to ask, what'd you get up to on Valentine's Day?
Oh, well, my girl actually she found this vegan spot that she's been following for a long time. They actually did like a private event. She didn't ask me, but she kind of brought it up. So I ended up buying the tickets to the event. It was really cool. It was like fine cuisine, vegan food. Uh, not what I would have chose to do, but I mean, the good thing is that I was able to eat like it was a 4-course meal. I was able to eat all of it and not gain any weight. So it's definitely a plus.
Did it actually taste good? Because I know a lot of times vegan food, you're always like, this probably is not going to taste that great.
No, man. I actually enjoy vegan food. When it's cooked the right way. Like my girl, she's like she's not vegan. Like she tries to support the cause, but it's really hard for her to like stay committed to it. But she does eat she's actually a vegetarian more than anything. So I eat a lot of vegetarian, vegan food all the time. But it's pretty good. And then yesterday we went to one of my favorite artists. We've been waiting for an album to drop for a long time, and it finally dropped yesterday. We went to his album release party, so that was kind of cool. So that was my Valentine, and her Valentine was the vegan food spot.
See, that's a good relationship right there. You give a little bit, you get a little bit. I mean, you got it all figured out, man. That's great to hear. It sounds like everything went really well. We got to talk about your last fight. Very close fight. I don't know if you're aware of this. I mean, we'll talk about this after, but you obviously lost a decision to Benito Lopez at UFC Fight Night 123. I don't know if you saw this though. If you go to MMADecisions.com and you see how the media scored the fight, 11 media members scored the fight for you. Only 3 scored it for Lopez. Does that make the loss a little bit easier, knowing that people felt like you won?
Kind of, it definitely, like, it's just like, yeah, we all thought you won. Everywhere I go, everybody thinks that I won that fight, but at the end of the day, I didn't. I got another loss on my record. I didn't get the double check. So there's a lot of things, man, that suck about it, but you just gotta take it what it is and then just keep grinding, man. It's not gonna stop me. I'm like on the road for the belt, and that's it.
When they went to the scorecards, did you feel like were you pretty confident you were going to get your hand raised? Like were you
I
sure?
was I was 100% sure, man. There was no like, all respect to Benito. The guy came out there and fought. He caught me a couple of times with those flying knees in the first round. But I mean, I felt like I could have kept going, man. I felt like if it would have been a fight to the death, it would have been done next round for sure. And I didn't feel that way from Benito. I felt that he was happy it was over. But honestly, Benito's an awesome dude, awesome fighter. Dude, his support system is fantastic, man. I love his team. Kind of reminds me of my team and support system. So I don't know, nothing but respect to Benito, but now I got to focus on Manny.
Yeah, and just one more thing on that. I heard a story of you guys both running into each other in the lobby after the fight and eating pizza together. How kind of neat was that? I heard you guys were both hungry or something, and you both shared a slice of pizza or something.
Yeah, man. It's Paul Felder and all the cast from the what do they call it, the commentators. They were eating pizza, and they told me what they thought about the fight, and they're like, here, man, because I was joking about the pizza, but they ended up giving me the box of pizza, and I was grubbing on it, and then I was actually talking to some of Benito's family, and then Benito came down, and I was like, hey, dog, have some pizza, and we just cheers on some pizza, and it was good, man. Nothing but good vibes.
Awesome. That's great to hear. All right, let's talk about Manny Bermudez. First off, were you aware of him before you took this fight? Because he's a pretty big deal out in New England, but obviously you're from California, so I don't know if you'd been familiar with him at all.
Nope, not no disrespect to Manny, but no. I'm kind of like, honestly, I don't even like, it's bad as it sounds. I don't pay attention to anybody outside of the UFC right now. I'm just focusing on everybody in the UFC, and that's it. Like I'm trying to go up, even though I keep taking these little small. I don't even consider them small steps back, man. But these little bumps in the road, I'm just keep pushing forward, keep pushing forward. So no, I haven't heard of Manny yet till I signed the contract.
So now that you've had a chance, I'm sure, to kind of assess him as an opponent, or at least your coaches have, how do you feel like you match up against him?
I think it's a really good matchup, man. He's definitely I wouldn't say a ground specialist, but he is a submission hunter, and he's pretty good at finishing them. He looks like he's tough, and he like wants to fight. So I'm excited for it. I think I haven't been able to show my grappling skills in there. I do show my defensive side. I was on my back majority of the time against Brett Johns. Didn't submit me, and he's been submitting everybody. Um, Benito Lopez caught me with a flying knee, woke up in a guillotine, defended that. So you guys seen a little bit of my defense, but nobody's really seen any of my grappling. But with that being said, that's not where I'm trying to take it. I definitely want to keep this fight standing. I don't want to play into his strong side, but I definitely think it's a good matchup for me.
And how's training camp going? And is it just business as usual as far as training partners and everything?
Yeah, yeah. Like after the fight, I went through a pretty rough time, like as far as just like within myself. So um, I knew that if I would survive, if I could get through that situation, I'd be able to get through anything, and I was able to. So I feel mentally just and spiritually like I just feel strong, man. And camp is always strong. Like training's not the hard part for me. I make it hard. Going through practices are hard, but I mean, it doesn't take much to get me motivated. It doesn't take much to make me want to fight. It doesn't take much to, make me want to train. I love training. I love getting better. So training is always the same, but definitely I feel stronger than ever as far as like my mind.
That's great. And how's the weight cut going? We're about a week and a bit away from the fight.
Same as always, man. Actually, it's not as good as last camp. Last camp, it was phenomenal, dude. I cut 3 pounds.
Oh
I
wow.
was
Okay.
cooking. Yeah, I was literally. I brought my like. I'm gonna do the same thing. I brought my own stove, a portable stove, up to the hotel. I was cooking my ground bison. I was living the life, dude. I ate the morning of weigh-ins. Yeah, and still made weight and everything like that. So it was awesome, man.
That's great. Good to hear. How do you see this fight sort of playing out? Are we going to see a finish in this one, or do you feel like Manny's tough enough where it could go a decision?
Um, from what I've seen, I haven't seen Manny go past. I think he has all submissions, right? I've seen I think 4 or 5 fights that I've really studied. So I don't really know if he's tough enough to get past the first or second round. We'll see. He's got to be tough to get punched by me. That's for damn sure. Because he's gonna feel it. But I'm not. I'm not. I'm sick of going to the judges, man. I have a lot of finishes before I got to the UFC. I know the competition is a little bit better, but I think I've been holding myself back a little bit. So I'm just ready to go out there and knock this dude out or submit him. I don't really care, man. But I'm tired of these judges taking my heart away.
What's next for you? If you go out there and get a win here, are you looking at maybe fighting a veteran? Because it seems like all your fights in the UFC have been kind of against prospects. Do you want something a little bit different as far as an opponent?
As far as the opponent, I don't mind, man. As the most important thing is I want time. Like I don't like I want to fight as soon as possible. Obviously if I have any injuries, I want to get a little bit of time off. But I mean, there's a Chicago card that I really want to get onto. So I definitely want to get out there, get this W, focus on him, clean him up real quick, and hopefully get on that Chicago card. Um, as far as opponents, man, the only person that I really, really, really I want to fight everybody again. Like I want to fight all the guys that I fought. Like I want my rematches with all of them. Um, but the only person like that comes to mind when I want to really, really want to fight is Thomas Almeida because he's the only one that I feel like I really lost to. I feel like everybody else, I just ran out of time. 3 rounds was the time limit. But if it would have kept going, you know what I mean? I think I could have pulled something off. But Thomas Almeida is the only one that actually beat me. He actually like finished me. So that's the biggest one that I want. But as far as like veteran or newcomer, it doesn't really matter, man. Because I feel I'm still a newcomer. I've only been in the UFC for a year. It just feels like a real long time because I've been fighting like crazy.
Yeah, no, you certainly have. Last question for you here. We got to talk some video games. What are you playing right now? And are you getting in enough time as you'd like during training camp with everything that's going on?
I'm not, man. I'm not. But I just bought the Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and that game is ridiculous, bro. Like I can't really play. So what I'm doing is I'm watching it on Twitch, trying to pick up and see what the pros are doing. So when I actually do get to pick up the sticks, I can play. But there's a game that I'm looking forward to. It's called Sea of Thieves, It's out on X. It's going to be on Xbox. I think it comes out March 20th, and I'm really excited about that. Me and my boys are. I told them I'll dedicate a whole week to just playing, and we're gonna go on the hunts because I guess it's like a co-op game where you kind of go out looking for treasures and stuff like that, and it's just a huge world. So other guys can come over there and steal your treasure, and so I'm excited for it. So those are the two that I'm most excited for, or that I'm playing right now, trying to play.
If you happen to run into Ben Saunders this week, I think he's on this card as well. He's a big video game guy too. You guys would get along great, so I just got to point that out. But we can't wait for this fight, man. It's UFC on Fox 28 coming up here February 24th. Albert, it's always a pleasure getting a chance to talk to you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Likewise, man. I love coming out and hanging out with you. As far as well, let me shout out my teams first. Obviously, the Movement Boxing, Carlson Gracie team, Black House, Fast Twitch with Coach Ren. Sponsors, Want versus Need, my newest jiu-jitsu sponsor. Actually, before I took this fight, I wanted to make a big push in jiu-jitsu and just get back to loving it, and I did. But unfortunately, I got this fight instead of being able to compete at all the tournaments that I wanted to. But thank you, Want versus Need, for picking me up and letting me be a part of your team. Dang, I can't believe I'm forgetting all these guys that I'm freaking sponsored by. Virus, obviously, Virus, Gone 3 Fight Lifestyle. There's a bunch of you guys. I'm sorry if I forget. I'm sick. Sorry.
Social media, they can find it all on there, though, right? You're always plugging that stuff.
There you go. Yeah, so follow me on Gamma Labs, obviously. Follow me on social media, Warrior135 UFC. Again, that's Warrior135 UFC, and that's all the way down from like Twitch to Instagram, Twitter. It's all the same.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.